Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for being here. Let's do a little fishing while people see that we're live. I do have the BlizzCon deep dive up on my second monitor, and unless they start talking about Classic, I don't plan to put it on the main screen. I'm gonna kind of be like reading some of the PowerPoints and stuff in my periphery. But yeah, unless they start talking about the new season of Discovery, I don't plan to actually pull it over to the stream. I'll just be keeping an eye on it. And if you guys are watching and you hear anything actually interesting that I miss, I would love to hear about it from you guys. Dragon's Bane, hello. Monica, good afternoon. James, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the stream. J Diamond, it's going well. Hope you're doing well also. I see they have Ian out on stage talking about the delves. I think this is all going to be retail stuff. I just have the feeling that the deep dives today are going to be all retail stuff. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I feel like that's going to be the case. They seem to be really going all in on these delves as a way for single-player, solo-player endgame progression. I hope they do a good job for those people. The delves, they try to make the delves sound very similar to the discoveries. Unravel mysteries, searching the corners and nooks and crannies of the world. They're kind of like paralleling delves with discoveries a little bit. As a method to get people to like search the nooks and crannies and corners of Azeroth. Which is a great idea. With retail, they made it endgame progression. And in the Season of Discovery, they make it character progression. So, I don't know. Blood Moon, happy Saturday. Thanks for being here. I'm watching BlizzCon on my second monitor. I'm reading the subtitles. So I'll be probably making random comments that make no sense, because I'm just kind of reading what Ian is saying. I don't plan to put BlizzCon on the main screen unless they're talking about the Season of Discovery, which I don't think they will. I feel like this deep dive is going to be completely about retail. I could be wrong, but probably not. Who's getting the epic Cata upgrade for the cool mount? I'm not. I don't plan to pay a single penny for Cataclysm. I'm not at this point. I'm not even sure if I'm going to play Cataclysm. I have a little bit of thinking to do in that regard. And it's going to depend on like how cool the new Season of Discovery is and how much support that season gets and what the plans are for future seasons. Because yeah, I mean, I didn't, you know, nothing about Cataclysm is really inherently exciting to me. And the few things they announced that were like changes to Cataclysm were like kind of the opposite of excitement. Like the bullet point that said faster leveling. It's like, did Cataclysm really need faster leveling? You're trying to take the journey out of like the most current version of Classic. So I don't know if I'm gonna play Cata. I thought I was going to no matter what, but hey, maybe I just will. Maybe I just will play Cata by reflex. Maybe Cataclysm will come out and I'll just be reflexively playing it as a new expansion, you know. I guess that could happen. Words, I am watching the deep dive. I'm reading what Ian's saying. I'm not interested in the retail stuff, and I've been very negative about the retail stuff on the stream. And I'd rather not continue being a source of negativity and shit that people don't want to hear. So I'm reading the subtitles of what Ian is saying right now. I don't plan to put the BlizzCon stream on the main screen unless they talk about Classic. Because, well, unless they talk about Season of Discovery. Season of Discovery was the only thing I saw yesterday that I was in the least bit excited about. It was the only thing I saw that didn't completely retch my soul out and disappoint me. So unless they start talking about the Season of Discovery, I don't plan to put BlizzCon on the main stream here. I'm reading the subtitles on my second monitor to see if anything seems cool or interesting or anything like that, but no, I don't plan to put the stream on unless Classic comes up. Yeah, I missed the initial description. I missed the part where they talked about Season of Discovery and they explained all the level bands. I saw the one panel where they talked about the level 25 level band. I didn't see 25, 35, 45, 55. I didn't see them give out like specific details. I was kind of hoping to see like specific details of the level bands and how long for each level band and stuff like that. But I don't know if they're gonna come straight out and tell us that, or maybe they already did and I missed it. I don't know. Yeah, ultimately, like, I don't really care how long the season is, as long as it's fun, and as long as, like, when the season ends, they have, like, an announcement for a new season. I don't want to have to go, like, a year between seasons, because waiting an entire year between seasons is not seasonal content, it's yearly fresh start content, which is a little bit different than seasons. So I don't really mind if the season is 6 months, 9 months, or a year long. I just want it to be fun, which it seems like it's going to be. And I just want them to be developing, I want them to be developing the next season right now. Like, as soon as Season of Discovery comes out, I hope those guys are, like, really going at it, testing the next season, and iterating on it and making it awesome. Because they had a lot of good ideas for Season of Discovery. A lot of them that they stole from right here on this channel, I think. And so I'm really excited to see, like, what they do with the season and what they do with subsequent seasons. My only worry is that they have no way to make money off of it, so it's like, how are they going to continue to convince shareholders to put any money into the project? Like, they'll have player numbers, you know, they'll have player numbers to point out, like, hey, look how many people are engaging with the new season, it's amazing. Because I'm sure a lot of people will, but they're not going to be making any money off of it, so I kind of worry about them, like, long term. Mike, good afternoon, man. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, it basically is Classic Plus. Like, the Season to Discovery is Classic Plus. You're getting massive class changes with the runes. You are getting new content. They discussed like BFD as a raid with actual raid boss encounters. So Season to Discovery is your Classic Plus. I don't really want to look at it as like I hope it's a test bed for like what Classic Plus will be, because I like the idea of seasons. I like the idea of continual fresh starts in Classic era, where it's familiar, but every season everything is different. The important thing to understand about like Classic era, even if they're doing Classic Plus, is like eventually that content is finite. Eventually, if they do lots of Classic Plus expansions, the content gets dated, and then you have like catch-up issues where like people are way behind. Now it takes you 500 hours to get to cap. But when you're doing it as a seasonal model, you don't run into those like big friction moments for players. So I feel like seasonal content is the way that like we might want to experience Classic Plus. I understand the argument that you say, well, that content doesn't necessarily stay in the game. Like, I get it. Like, some of the content that they make up might not stay in the game. But I'm fine with that because they have problems keeping their content evergreen anyway. It's like, so who's going to do, like, outside of the Season of Discovery, who's going to engage with a level 25 World PvP event in Ashenvale? Who's going to do that, like, outside of a season where you're level banded at level 25 for a while and you have time to do that? Like, even if that kind of content were to stay in the game permanently, the amount of people that would engage in it after a while would be infinitesimally small. It wouldn't matter anyway. It's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, because what I don't want also is I don't want them to keep stacking new ideas into Classic. Like, let's pretend that the Season of Discovery wasn't going to be a season, but everything they talked about was going to be a feature that they permanently added. So then you'd have a battleground, like World event in Ashenvale that no one's going to do after a while. You would have all of these runes and different abilities for classes, and so you would stack those, and then when you do more Classic Plus, then you have to balance the new abilities, the new stuff, with the runes that you put in the last, like, it would become retail. Basically Classic Plus, allowed to grow and grow and grow and stack on itself and not reset seasonally, eventually Classic becomes retail. Like, because it did once, and that's exactly what it will do again. It will have a different shape, but the thing will still be true where most of the content in the game will become content that's not evergreen content. Even though it stays in the game, people don't do it. And so, like, I'm kind of fine with it just being seasonal. Like, I'm fine with my Classic Plus content being seasonal and being different every season. I guess I don't need it to live forever because I see what happens when 20 years of content lives in a game forever. It spreads players out. People don't feel like they're part of a world because they never see anybody in the world because everyone's doing content that has been staggered out in releases over the past 20 years. Like, I don't want that for Classic. I don't want Classic Plus to grow and become another thing that is basically like retail, where there's so much content that players do not feel like they're ever playing together, they're never seeing each other, etc. Like, I have no interest in that. And so what seasonal restarts do is seasonal restarts, even though like we're not keeping all that content, like it gets people playing together in the same world at the same time. It gets everybody playing together in the same content in the same world at the same time year after year after year. You know, we don't get to a point where we have chromie time and so many different ways to level up that nobody is playing together anymore. So that's what I really like about the seasonal stuff. Yeah, they mentioned zones that were not used. Ajara would be great. Yeah, another PvP zone, sure. Like, if that's how they want to utilize those zones, awesome. And then maybe in the next season, maybe there would be a raid in Ajara. Maybe it wouldn't be a PvP event next time. Maybe they would do a raid there. Maybe in another season, they'd write some story quest for that zone. Like, they could do something different every year. It doesn't have to live in the game, because look at all the stuff that lives in retail today and how little players actually see. Like, how many new players that come into the game today are ever going to see Warlords of Draenor? How many people are ever going to go to the Garrison? How many people who start Warcraft tomorrow are ever going to get their legendary weapons from Legion for their class? Like, all this content exists. You think it's great that it's in there, but listen, people don't do it. And content that lives in the game forever that nobody does, it doesn't have any value anyway. So I'm fine with them You know, flipping the switch every season. Every season, some features come out, some new features come in. Some features come out, some new features come in. Because that's the best way to get people to engage with it and engage with it together. Like playing together all in the same place at the same time. Like we can either create a bloated Classic Plus that gets more zones, more quests, more islands, more continents, more dungeons. We can create a bloated Classic Plus eventually that has all these things, more talents, more class changes. But it doesn't matter because, like, in the long run, people aren't going to experience most of it if it gets to that point. And I don't really want that. I don't want a bloated Classic Era. I want a Classic Era that resets and resets, and I want a Classic Era where people play together, where like every year we all get a fresh start. We're playing together. We're all doing like a similar thing in a similar world. We're not stretched out over 4 different expansions, 5 different expansions. You know, where some of us are dungeon grinding and some of us are questing and whatever, and the world seems empty all the time. Like, that doesn't interest me. Oh, they're talking about warbands now. Warbands, aka a fancy name for account bound. Very weird. Yeah, and you can keep your tunes, right? And think about it this way, like, yeah, for Season of Mastery, they let you move your tunes into Wrath eventually. Like, they let you move your tunes into Wrath of the Lich King. So you got to level up in a season, and then they let you take that character into the most modern version of Classic. So it stands to reason that at the end of Season of Discovery, if you want to, you can take your character and move him into Cataclysm, you know? Maybe in the Classic Era, maybe you'll have a choice this time. But yeah, and so, like, you know, but listen, like, it's all about the journey in Classic Era. And what seasons do is seasons promise you a new journey season after season after season. And that's what it's all about. You know, it's not about adding more stuff necessarily at endgame or raising the level cap. It's not even necessarily about, like, adding new continents. But it's about providing a new journey year after year. Yeah, I'm really interested in the season and in the runes and the different ways you're going to be able to build characters out in Classic Era is going to be really remarkable. I've also been trying to think about the discoveries because they didn't say that, like, I don't think all discoveries are new runes. They mentioned that some discoveries were quest NPCs or objects or treasures. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what the discoveries all are. I listened to the stream again yesterday after we talked and chatted and hung out, and it seemed like they never really nailed it down to, like, every item that a discovery could be. You know, they obviously pointed to discoveries being like runes for your character class in some cases, but it doesn't seem like that's all it is. And if that's all it was, then I dare say there'd probably be too many abilities. Because I'm assuming there's going to be lots of things to discover, so I guess some of them will be treasure chests, some of them will be quests, some of them might be like rare spawns. But I'm curious about some of those other details. They have a list on Wowhead. Okay. There's a lot of stuff on Wowhead right now. Tons and tons of stuff on Wowhead. Oh yeah, they have a list of the ones they showed, yeah. All the runes in the BlizzCon demo, yeah. I'm just curious about what are some of the discoveries that are not runes. That's kind of what I want to know. Alright, I guess I can be done fishing. I don't know that I accomplished a whole heck of a lot. I've been fairly distracted. Rox, what do I do for a living? I don't have what you would call a job. I used to be a corporate training developer. I did that for a long time, but I don't do that anymore. This is already being used. Oh, okay, well that's so weird. I thought I was trying to use it. But okay, I guess we'll move along. No copper node for us. I need to unequip the fishing rod and maybe equip something sensible. My game is being very weird. I have no MS, but it's acting like I have MS. Very strange. Yeah, I don't think you have to change the equipment, Robert. I think that they said you can swap the runes out. Like, the runes go into, like, a spell book, and I think you just, like, drag them to your item, and then you're good to go. I don't think you actually have to keep, like, multiple sets of gear or anything like that. I think the idea is, like, you just kind of set yourself up for whatever content you're doing. Like, if you are going to try to go tank, then you make sure you got your taunt on. If you're not tanking, you just enchant with something else, and it's all kept track in, like, a little spell book. Someone from another layer was looting my node. Don't they have their own nodes in that layer? Like, are you telling me that we share nodes across layers? How silly would that be? That'd be like if you pulled a mob and then it fell over dead because somebody in another layer was killing that mob. That'd be a little bit weird. If there's no flying in Azeroth and Cata, we can say that the big issue vanished. Wait. There's no flying in Azeroth and Cata? I mean, I don't think I heard all the announcements yesterday. I'm sure there's information that I must have missed. Firstly, let me ask a stupid question, because I don't remember. Was Cata when we were able to fly around the old world originally? Like, were we able to do that? Maybe that's a stupid question. I don't recall if that's when it was or not. There's going to be flying in Cata. I mean, okay, again, was there always flying in Cata, or no? Okay, yeah, because I thought when they remade the old world, they solved the issues of, like, why we couldn't fly through it. I mean, that doesn't really matter to me whether there's flying in Cata or not. I just kind of assume that there would be. I mean they're increasing the speed of leveling in Cata, like just artificially increasing it, so I mean it makes sense that you'd also be able to fly. They clearly want people to level up as fast as they can. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind flying in the game. I like it when there are periods of the game when you can't fly. Just like I like Classic when there's a part of the game where you can't ride. Like, I like it when you can't fly, like, from the very beginning of the expansion. But for Cataclysm, I'm sure they're just going to make it available to people immediately. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't just give it to you for free. You know, their interest is clearly in just letting people level up as quickly and as friction-free as they can. You know, if they've gone out of their way to artificially make leveling faster, then yeah. I think their interest is pretty clear. Like, it was really easy to level up in Cata anyway. I had a max level character of everything except a rogue, a warlock, and a hunter. Everything else in Cata, I had a max level character. Like, it was super easy to level characters up, especially if you had heirlooms. Yeah, I don't know if there's an argument for the idea that when people can fly, you don't see anybody in the world. I mean, I guess that could be the case. You don't run by people, I guess. I don't know. If there are people questing in an area, like, you will still see people in the questing area because you're not going to be mounted while you're in combat or, like, exploring through a questing area. Oh, dear God. Oh, good, he's only level 18. We can actually kill this guy. That's good. Man, Ian can talk for a long time, can't he? He's been on stage for a minute, just him. They haven't pulled anybody else out to talk. It's just been the Ian show. He's been up there for like almost a half hour with like no relief. He's been talking non-stop the entire time. It's funny, there are so many parallels between the retail stuff and the Season of Discovery. Like the delves are these hidden little events that you can use to power up your character at endgame. They have the new hero talent tree in retail, which is similar to getting the rune abilities in the Season of Discovery. Like there's a lot of interesting parallels between the Season of Discovery and retail. The only difference is that all of the retail stuff is focused on endgame. Like you open up your hero talents like towards the end of the leveling progression, and you open up delves as a solo player at endgame, whereas all of the Season of Discovery stuff is clearly geared towards like the journey and making the journey more fun and making the journey more interesting. But there are definitely like parallels between like what they did with the Season of Discovery and what they're doing with the systems in the new retail expansion. Do I need to be here? Not really. I should probably work on the trappers and smugglers. That would be like something I could focus on. That wouldn't be too dangerous. I've just been kind of aimlessly wandering around. I'm not incredibly focused today. The hero talents in retail kind of remind me of the artifact weapon trees. Kind of. Yeah, how's Asmon been feeling about retail? I'm sure, does he love it? Is he generally positive towards it? I feel like most people on the internet are trying to be generally positive towards it. Yeah, Robert, I hope so. I hope we can have a guild in Season of Discovery. My plan was always to have a guild in whatever the new season was, even if it was just like a lame Season of Mastery. The plan was always to have a guild and do the raids. Now having a guild and doing the raids is going to be so much more interesting than I ever thought it was going to be. Because they're giving me the 10-man raids that I wanted. I'm sure some of you guys have heard my rant about how I hate 40-man raiding. He's holding his opinions till beta. What a fucking pussy. Are you kidding me? Excuse my language, but that's really surprising, and it reeks of someone who doesn't want to get completely flamed on the internet, and that's surprising for him. When has Asmongold ever held his opinion on anything? When has he ever been anything but completely reactionary about how he honestly feels in a moment? That's a very strange, like, about face for him as a person. It reeks of politicizing and just like not wanting to wind up on the wrong end of the internet. Oh well, yeah, I have no interest in watching that content then. If he's not gonna honestly talk about what it makes him feel, then I don't give a shit. That would be a first, him not talking about what he actually feels. Are you even a YouTuber if you don't espouse an opinion? Are you even Asmongold if you don't immediately form a very well-rounded and like intelligent-sounding opinion? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe he's not feeling good. That's really astounding. if he says anything that'll blow up in your face, well, that's the fucking table stakes for being on YouTube, though, and having an opinion and being a person who's actually going to be honest. Like, the table stakes are, yeah, there are people who are going to throw that stuff right back in your face. Yeah, obviously. You should see some of the YouTube comments I got before I delisted my streams from yesterday. It was a shit show. But that's just the risk you take. If you're going to be a person who's actually going to be honest, or you can just be political forever and you can reserve your opinion, and you can quantify things after the fact, even when they're obviously bad. Like, yeah, I know how to be political because I worked in corporate America for a long time. I'm on YouTube now instead because I don't like doing that. I don't think it's genuine. Like, dude obviously has an opinion. Everyone watched the reveal and we all felt things, right? We all had feelings, we all had thoughts, and so he obviously has those too. It's really a shame that he doesn't want to share them with his community. And Barak, how am I feeling after yesterday's announcement? I'm really super excited about the season Discovery. It's more than I could have ever hoped for in the new season. And it's coming out super soon, so I am stoked. I feel like it's okay to say, like, I feel like it's okay to express your opinion about how a thing makes you feel, but then to also say, like, you'll reserve final judgment until you play it. Like, that makes absolute sense. It makes sense to reserve final judgment until a thing is fully out and until you've played it, but it also seems like the right thing to do is, like, give your honest opinions of something, like, right away. Like, how does the announcement make you feel? How does the content you've seen make you feel? Because it has to make you feel something. And when you're not willing to do that, it just seems like a strange choice. What I will say that I realize is, like, all this stuff that they're talking about for retail, you know, they go on and on and on and on and on, and they go on, and, like, Ian's still talking. Ian's been talking for 30 minutes. And what I kind of realized is, like, maybe it's just hard to get excited when they're talking so much at such length. Maybe it's just like they're talking about all these systems and all these races and all these places, and they're going on and on and on and on and on. And maybe it's just hard, maybe because they don't always seem excited, maybe it's hard to see it as something that could be good. But then maybe playing it and actually experiencing it, maybe then that could change a person's, like, final opinion of it. Like, maybe you could listen to them talk about it and be like, oh my god, this sounds so boring and lame. But then maybe you could play it and you could feel like, oh, okay, well, this isn't so bad. Like, maybe that could happen. But I feel like it's also important to, like, share your actual initial gut opinions. Like, I think a lot of what killed the announcement for me yesterday was, like, they talked so long, and Library Lady used so many big words that were unnecessary to talk about the races and the zones, and she made it all seem, like, super boring. I would have rather seen, like, some gameplay footage of somebody running around the zone and fighting some stuff, and I would love to hear, like, the zone music and the sound effects. I'd love to get a glimpse at, like, a couple of the quests, and I would much rather have that for a zone and, like, a race preview than to hear a lady, like, flaunt her vocabulary at me for 30 minutes straight. I think maybe, like, that was a big turnoff right away. And maybe in that essence, like, maybe nothing they showed would have really made a difference to how I felt. Because she just made it all seem incredibly boring. And the people that followed her up, like, none of them really did a good job of making me excited either. So maybe it was a presenter problem, and maybe it's not, like, really a content problem. I don't know. She gave you a headache, Mike? Yeah, like, I knew all the words she was saying, but I also know from an editing standpoint, like, you don't talk like that because you wouldn't want to write like that because people aren't going to relate to it. They don't want to listen to it. It just wasn't, like, it wasn't a very good way to present something to the masses. You know what I mean? When you're talking about something in a video game, you want to sound, firstly, you want to sound excited for it. You want to sound genuine. And the way to sound excited and genuine is not to use every single big word that you know. Or all the small difficult words that you know. Like, that's not really the way to do it. That's the way to show that you're, like, a very educated person that can speak well. But it's not a way to get me excited about your content. They should have let someone who actually played the new content... Oh, wait. Only the classic people play their content. Yeah, I really just would have loved to see. I want to see someone sitting at the computer like I am. I want to see them running around the zone like I'm doing right now. I want to see them fighting stuff. I want to see them using some of the new abilities in the hero tree that they got. I want to see them open the interface up. And like, I don't want to hear them talk too much. But I do want to see someone engaging with the game. I think showing someone engaging with the new zones, engaging with the new playable race, engaging with the new like NPCs that they were talking about, like showing somebody experiencing that content in a natural way and then talking about it in a natural way as it comes up would have been so much more enjoyable and would have been like so much more hype if we would have just got to experience it that way instead of some people standing in front of a slide and a couple of boring screenshots and talking for 30 minutes, you know? Because yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm like seeing it, I'm like, I don't know, it's like the features and the content might not be bad. The presentation of it might have been lackluster. I'm starting to kind of think that. You can hear it in the crowd, like the crowd never seemed like super excited for anything because like it wasn't being presented in an exciting or even an enjoyable way. When you look at the PowerPoints, it feels like they're all attending some corporate meeting, and nobody likes to go to a corporate meeting, especially when you gotta stand up the whole time and cheer. You gotta do the applause when the applause light comes on. So maybe it's just like how they're presenting it just isn't very exciting to most people. Especially when you're watching it on a stream. Like when they got to the Season of Discovery stuff, those people seemed like A, they had obviously played the game they were talking about quite extensively. B, they seemed really happy to be talking about it. They seemed genuine and excited and just like kind of you could tell they were following a script, but they were speaking to the script off the cuff instead of verbatim reading the teleprompter. You know, you could tell they were just kind of speaking honestly most of the time, like, and it felt totally different than the retail stuff. And I feel like it's probably because the retail presentations are probably more tightly controlled by their PR. You know, they probably have to adhere to the agreed upon script. They're probably not allowed to go off book at all. Whereas maybe like on the Classic team, they have a little bit more leeway to avoid like the iron grip of PR. You know? Maybe that's all that it is. Oh, hey, snap, they're introducing a new battleground. When's the last time they put a new battleground into the game? It's been a while, right? Yeah, PvPers, you guys don't get a lot of new battlegrounds. It's very, very rare. You'd think they'd come out with new battlegrounds every single expansion, but I don't think that they do. Yeah, David, I think that's exactly right. That's what it seemed like, at least. Or maybe they're just actually more genuine people who like their job more. Like, it could just be that, like, they actually enjoy working on Classic, and they actually enjoy playing the game, and maybe that's all that was coming across. And no mention of WoW on the Game Pass. Yeah, no, we won't hear that for a while. Listen, the first game that's going to be on the Game Pass is going to be Diablo 4. Because Diablo 4 is already a game that you can purchase on the Xbox. So the first thing you're going to see is that Diablo 4 is probably going to go to the Game Pass, you know, sometime in 2024. We're not going to see WoW on the Game Pass for a while, you know. If we ever do, there's not even any telling that we will. It'd be cool to have Classic on the Game Pass as part of the Game Pass sub. But, you know, and then they would just have to require you to have a mouse and keyboard. I don't think you go and you do, like, controller support for it. You know, I played Final Fantasy XI on the PlayStation 2. I hooked a mouse and keyboard up to that. So if I could do that back for Final Fantasy XI on a PS2, I think most people would be able to hook up a wireless keyboard and mouse to their Xbox Series X and do just fine. I don't think we need controller support. I have a train of guys. Like, I've got so many guys on me. I need to tell my pet to stay. You stay there and die, and I will run away. And I will live, and you will die, and that'll be fine. You think WoW will go free to play before they go on the Battle Pass? I think that they'll put Classic on the Battle Pass because you already get Classic for a $15 sub. I don't think it's far-fetched to think that for the $9 or $12 sub that Game Pass is, that they would put Classic on there. And, you know, Microsoft owns it now. Microsoft is not quite as greedy as Activision because Microsoft has more money. And there gets to be a point when you have so much money that it does tend to lessen your greed, like, just slightly. And Microsoft is that big, so... If Microsoft wasn't good like that, there wouldn't be so many amazing games on Game Pass to begin with. Have you been on Game Pass? Have you seen all the amazing games on Game Pass? Because they offer you quite a bit for what you pay, so... Classic to level 10 on the Battle Pass. No, I think that if they did it, they would go all the way with it. You guys are very cynical today. I understand why, but... I don't have a pet. I'm like, Hunter's Mark, pet attack! Robert, your pet's dead, man. Your pet isn't dead. Oh, that's concerning. My pet's not dead. He must have despawned. He somehow despawned and didn't die. Is it because I told him to stay and then I outranged him? If you tell your pet to stay and then you get too far away, do they just vanish? That's a neat trick. Yeah, I was hoping we get to see her pigtails flapping around, but I guess not. Cross-realm guilds, they're getting cross-realm guilds in retail, that's awesome. You got cross-faction guilds, and now you got cross-realm guilds, so now you can play with your friends no matter what. As long as you're in the same region, I guess. As long as you're in the same region. What class am I thinking about playing in the Season of Discovery? I haven't talked about it at all yet. I honestly don't know. It's so hard to know because you know, we're not going to know all of the different rune abilities that we're going to have access to. We're only going to know a handful of them. So it's really hard to know. I can exclude a couple. Like I'm probably not going to play a Paladin. It's really cool that they're getting taught. It's amazing that they're getting Crusader Strike. But with playing the Wrath Paladin recently and playing the Hardcore Paladin recently, I think I'm Paladined out. So it won't be a Paladin. And it probably won't be a Hunter. And that's really all I can exclude right now. I'm kind of worried that, you know, they're not going to give Warriors as much love. Because they had that meme at the end where it was like their goal is to make Warriors less OP. And make everybody OP. And so I'm not really feeling the Warrior love. So I kind of I think they'll probably do more interesting stuff with other classes. So I don't know, maybe a Rogue. I was thinking like maybe a Rogue, but I don't know if I'll think too much about it until we're like a week out. That tanking form for the lock though, yeah. I didn't realize at first that they compared it to bear form, because like originally Metamorphosis is like a cooldown, right? Like when you got the ability for real in the game, it was a cooldown ability, wasn't it? And so I thought that it was a cooldown, so I thought like, okay, cool, I can tank for 30 seconds, big deal. But no, it's a shapeshift form, it looks like. Where you just shapeshift into that form, and now you're a Warlock tank. And I didn't get that at first. The second time I watched it, I picked up on that they compared it to the Druid Bear form. So amazing. Yeah, Rogue tank sounds really cool, yep. I'm curious like how viable these other tanks are gonna be. Like the Warlock tank, if it's a shapeshift form like the Bear form, then the Warlock tank seems like super viable. But I mean like the Rogue ability, the Rogue seemed like that was a cooldown. So I'm kind of wondering like, how effective am I going to be as a Rogue tank? Can you vote for my next character? Absolutely not. If I did a vote, it would just be like the top 3 classes I want to play anyway. And then no matter what you guys picked, it would still be my choice. A lot of Warlocks tanks are going to be in Battlegrounds. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm also looking forward to the PvP thing. The way they talked about the Ashen Vale open world PvP was really interesting. Especially if you're going to be capped at 25 for a while, you know, before you're able to progress. I don't think I'll do a priest. I haven't been feeling it for the priest recently. I'm gonna have to do something like that feels action oriented. I think maybe a rogue. I could just go warrior, but maybe we do a rogue. PvP gear is good. It would be good to get some, and then they also mentioned that you'd be able to get a mount. A mount at level 25 that you can only use in Ashenvale, but still, it's a mount you can ride around level 25, and that could help you like do the world PvP in that zone. You would have a big advantage doing the world PvP as someone with the mount as opposed to without the mount. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about rogue or maybe mage. I think I would still like to do like mainly damage, but you know, with the rogue being able to tank and the mage having a weird heal, I guess like, you know, like roles could be kind of switched up. Like roles might not be what we think they are. So I don't know. It seemed like people got hyped for the 3 expansions on retail society. Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't pick up on anybody's hype because I myself was like so absolutely negative about it. So I didn't really pick up on any hype. What I kind of determined was that the way they presented all their stuff was really, really boring, and maybe it just like super turned me off. And that, you know, there's a chance that the content might actually be good. What's really jarring is like we get the amazing cinematic, right? We get the amazing cinematic with Anduin and Thrall, and they're in the shadow with a sword. Anduin's all angsty. He looks like he's aged 10 years. He's been through some shit, right? We go from that amazing cutscene, and then we start talking about Earthen, which are cartoony dwarves where even the females have beards. And it's being presented to us by a librarian with the biggest vocabulary on stage I have ever heard. And so it's really jarring that, yeah, we go from this just amazing cutscene that feels like the heart of Warcraft to like little cartoon dwarf people with crystals growing out of them. One of them was wearing spectacles for some reason. I don't know how you're an elemental creature, but for some reason you need corrective lenses. I don't understand. I don't know how you can go from something so cool like the cutscene right into, and maybe that's what made it seem boring. Maybe they should have done the cutscene at the end. Like maybe they got their shit in reverse. Show me all if the in-game stuff is going to be like kind of cartoony and all that stuff. Like maybe show me all that stuff first, and then hit me with the cutscene at the end. That way, if I wasn't digging stuff, the cutscene's gonna grab me. Because what happened to me was the cutscene got me super hyped, and then it was like, hey, cartoon dwarfish people. Look at the beards on the ladies. And it was a jarring transition to make, you know. You got the sense that people thought Metzen will be a fix-all bandit. Yeah, but the thing is, like, Metzen's been there for such a short period of time, and all the content that we were showing yesterday would have been content that was in development long before he ever came back. Except maybe obviously he helped with the cutscene, right? But when we're talking about all the in-game stuff and the direction of the in-game stuff, all that stuff would have been decided and in development, like, long before Metzen had even come back. Like, You might feel Metzen's influence maybe in like the subsequent expansions of the World Soul Saga, like, but in this upcoming one, like, I don't know how much he could have possibly affected development just being there quite recently. I think that's an unrealistic expectation. Where is this guy? Oh, hi there. Oh, God. And so maybe eventually, like, Medson's influence will come across, and the game, the in-game stuff will feel as much like Warcraft as the cutscene did. But they're not there yet. Like, they're not there right now. Like I said before, the in-game stuff feels like more of Dragonflight, which, you know, for people who like retail, that's not a bad thing. But for people who are really wanting like a return to form, a return to like old school Warcraft, I don't think that the underground people are what we were looking for. I kind of got the sense that like the entire expansion was underground. They made references to how it was all laid out like Zaralek caverns and stuff. And so that was really weird to me. I already feel claustrophobic and I'm not even like playing the game. My only hope with the World Soul Saga is that eventually Azeroth cracks like an egg, and then the heroes we have to find a new planet, and then World of Warcraft 2. At the end of the World Soul Saga, the planet hatches. Azeroth is a full-blown Void Titan. No, she'll be a perfectly balanced Titan, and she'll be the perfectly balanced Titan that's been influenced by all the other forces. Think about it. Azeroth has been influenced in one way or another by every single force on the cosmic chart. So when Azeroth hatches, she's going to be like an all-powerful entity. She's going to absorb all the other entities in the cosmos, and then she's going to remake reality. Okay, that's how it ends. Azeroth hatches, we find out she's a perfectly balanced combination of every single force on the cosmic chart, and she recreates reality. She plops us down on a planet in a remade universe, without Titans, without Void Lords, with other stuff that we don't know about, things that we'll have to learn about in the world and things we'll have to discover. And then that's how we have WoW 2. And then, of course, she chooses to sprinkle the new universe with the mortal races, because the mortal races have proven to be the most resilient, and oftentimes, you know, we're always trying to be the heroes and do the right thing. So, get rid of all the other, like, cosmic forces in a remade reality where only the mortal races exist. Just press the button in Uldum and be done with it, right? Just let Algalon reconfigure the world, please. Yeah, something like that is going to happen, but I think on a bigger scale. I think it'll be a reset of the actual universe. And that will allow them to, like, get back to that will allow them to make a game where the lore is still a mystery. Where we the player don't know all the layers of the onion. You know what I mean? Like, so much has been peeled back to us. The weird thing is, like, you watch the cutscene, the cinematic, and Anduin and Thrall are hearing Azeroth, the World Soul, but they don't seem to know it. But we know it. Isn't that weird? And then they're like, the sword awoke something, and I'm thinking, well, no shit. Didn't you play BFA? Anduin, Thrall, you guys didn't play BFA? You didn't see the blood of Azeroth coming up out of the cracks in the planet in the form of Azerite? Like, you don't know there's a world soul in there that's waking up? You guys didn't play BFA. It's so weird. They seem like they don't know that the feminine voice calling out to them is the soul of Azeroth. Like, does Magni have to tell them that? Like, why don't they know? Was that weird to anybody else when you watched the cutscene? It was the only weird part about the cutscene. That, like, they didn't seem to know who was talking to them. It was strange. I heard about the alternate Northrend. I didn't see when they talked about it at BlizzCon because I missed the initial reveal. Because it was part of pre-recorded content. I didn't know they were going to drop the reveals in pre-recorded content, but they did, and I missed that part of BlizzCon. An alternate Northrend. What does that mean? An alternate? Does that mean an updated Northrend, where would they go in and they make changes like we want them to do to the old world? Remember when I said if they made changes to the old world, they would have to go back and like make changes to all of the planets and all the continents, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. It sounds like they're doing that. They're starting maybe with the smaller ones like Northrend. I wonder if they're gonna redo Outland or alternate Draenor or something. It'd be cool to see their shot at an alternate Northrend. If they do an alternate Northrend, that will give you an idea of if they're going to be capable of handling like an old world revamp. You know, if they do Northrend and it's good, then you can have hope that they will do like an old world revamp and that it'll be good. If they remake Northrend and it's bad, then well, I mean, all the cards are on the table at that point. So that's cool that they're doing that first. It'll kind of tip people off as to whether they really want the old world revamp or not. All of it was a bad dream except for the season. Yeah, I started to realize today that, like, you know, for the people that play retail, the content will probably be okay. I think that they presented it in a very boring, offbeat way that didn't resonate with me. None of the presenters resonated with me. None of them felt excited. Like, Morgan Day kind of felt genuine, but the stuff he was talking about was boring system stuff. They didn't showcase, like, a lot of gameplay. I would have much rather have heard about the zones by somebody running around the zones, like actually playing the zones, fighting the enemies in the zones, hearing the zone soundtrack. I would have loved, like, for that experience to be how they revealed the zones and the races. And I feel like if they had done that, then maybe I would have liked it a lot more. Maybe I would have liked what I saw. But the way they presented it with, like, screenshots and fly-throughs and PowerPoint slides and endless language, like endless talking, like it just didn't do anything for me. You think retail people are different than classic people? It's like new Simpsons and old Simpsons. I never liked The Simpsons at all. I don't know what that makes me. I'm an outsider. I didn't like The Simpsons and I didn't like Futurama, so... I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but maybe it's a familiarity thing. I think obviously, like, it's easier for people to be familiar with Classic, especially if you played it back in the day. And it's hard to get familiar with retail. If you have ever stopped playing retail, it's really hard to feel familiar and comfortable with it. Like, you know, at one point in time all there was retail, and so, like, you know, I played retail. I played a little bit in every single expansion. And I never played an expansion that was so bad that I thought I would never return to the game. But then suddenly there was Classic as an option. Because, yeah, if you don't continuously play retail, the hardest thing is, like, you try to play and, like, you just don't get it. You don't get it. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know why you're doing the things you're doing. And it's because you don't play the game. You don't like the game because you don't play the game. And you don't play the game because you don't like the game, and you don't like... It's like a snake eating its own tail. Since you don't play the game, you're not comfortable with the game, and you don't like it. And since you don't like it and you're not comfortable with it, you refuse to play it. And it's a cycle that just repeats itself. And then so when you have Classic as an option, yeah, like you're not going to put in the effort to get comfortable with retail or to play retail, because now you have an option that is instantly recognizable. You feel comfortable in the world and in the game. Like there's no question about what you should be doing or what you will be doing. And so it's easier than trying to figure out what you should, would, and could do in retail. That's just my take on it. People don't like retail because they don't play retail, and then they don't play retail because they don't like retail, and it's an endless cycle of like once you get into a cycle of where you're not playing retail, you become not a retail player anymore. And that's a fault of how they structured the game. You know, when you add so much, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You know, like content is king. You always want to be adding new content, right? But then it comes to a point where if you add so much content in one expansion or over 2 expansions, it becomes too much. And then players who are coming back to it, who maybe have stepped away, like they feel lost. You can feel lost just stepping away for a single patch these days. So it's really strange. I remember like playing through the base campaign of Dragonflight. I got pretty comfortable with the game. And then I hit the end of the campaign and I stopped. And then I tried to come back for 10.1. I skipped 10.05. I skipped 10.07 because I thought minor patches, right? Nothing's going to be in a minor patch. Wrong. Tons of content's in the minor patches now. And so when I came back for 10.1, like I had no idea what the heck was going on. And I only stopped playing for what I thought was a small period of time. And I wonder if they'll ever be able to address that, if they'll ever be able to make the game feel that you can play it, get comfortable with it, then step away from it for a while, and then pick it back up and not feel overwhelmed with it. Because, you know, you're never going to feel overwhelmed with Classic. You can step away from it for weeks, months, a year. When you come back to play it, it's going to be instantly recognizable, it's going to be comforting to you, and you're going to know exactly what you want to do in the game. Yeah, kind of like a kid saying he doesn't want to eat his green beans, he doesn't like them because he's never really eaten them, right? He's just looking at them, he's like, well, those don't look really appealing. You haven't eaten them, so you don't like them because you haven't eaten them? Yeah, at a point it doesn't make sense. I've been talking too much, and I don't have any water down here in my office today. All I have is coffee. I heard you should just guzzle coffee and not drink any water. That's what I heard. I heard it's really healthy for you. Is the deep dive over? Does anybody know? I've been seeing ads for a long time. I feel like maybe maybe BlizzCon's over. BlizzCon may have ended. I didn't notice it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, the deep dive was really short. The deep dive was like, well, it was 40 minutes of deep dive. And they didn't, so yeah, it was all retail. They didn't talk about Classic at all. I guess that's that then. I can turn the stream off. Oh, muted. That's 1. I get 1. That's 1. 1 out of 3. I guess like part of me wants more information about the Season of Discovery, but part of me realizes like it's literally going to be coming out in 4 weeks, and so that there really isn't a reason to want more information out of it. Oh, full inventory. It was bound to happen eventually. Bilko, yeah, I mean, that sounds harsh. I didn't, I must not have seen it. Yeah, like, Season of Discovery was the only really good thing that they mentioned for WoW at BlizzCon, in my opinion. A full inventory drinking game. Every time I hit full inventory, I have to take a drink. I'd be dead by the end of most streams. Yeah, like, that would be a way to kill me, and if you guys were playing along, you'd probably die too. If we had a drinking game every time that I was full inventory, we had the drink, then yeah, I wouldn't make it through a stream. But to be fair, Bilko, I said a lot of harsh things about the retail stuff. I said a lot of really harsh things about the retail stuff based on how it honestly made me feel. They honestly made me lose all hope, and my soul felt crushed. But what I came to realize afterwards is that maybe a lot of that was the presenters, and the way the information was conveyed to me. And maybe it's not all that the content's going to be bad, but maybe it is just that the way they conveyed it and what they had to show just wasn't presented the right way and wasn't enough. But I said a lot of harsh things about retail, along the lines of, oh my god, this is all hot garbage. And I don't regret that, because that's exactly how they made me feel. They made me feel like they had like sucked the soul out of me and stepped on it while I was watching them present their information. But it could have been that was because it just felt like a corporate meeting that I didn't want to be at. Whereas maybe the content itself is not bad. I think that they threw the word mage healer out there just to kind of emphasize the fact that like you are going to be able to do some really cool stuff with your classes that you would not expect. I think like that's probably why. Do I think a mage is going to be a main healer in a raid? No, probably not. But what they mainly were like, oh, you know, you can have a healing ability for like while you're questing and stuff. It could help you take on elites or something. But you know, they threw mage healer out there for the same reason they threw like rogue tank, because like maybe you won't be a main tank as a rogue, but the fact is you could customize your character in a way that they could be really, really tanky. That's kind of how I took it.
Go with honor, friend. Well met.
Yeah, you know, we won't know until we see like actual gameplay stuff, and I really wish that's how they would have revealed it. I really wish they would have shown us the zones and the playable race and the other races by having someone playing the game, by having someone on stage sitting at a desktop, you know, playing the game, talking about the stuff. I want to see them open up the hero talent tree and do some stuff in the hero talent tree, maybe illustrate for us some of those abilities that you get. And I think that would have been a lot more of like an engaging way. Like, I wonder when they'll stop doing BlizzCon like a fucking corporate conference and start doing it in like a way that feels natural, in a way that can actually get people engaged with the information that they're trying to put out there. You know, and I think just having a dude play in the game, or dude or gal, play in the game while they're talking about the game is really the way to go. Like, if you want to tell me all about the zone, okay, cool. Run around the zone. Like, run around a part of the zone and then tell me about how cool it is. And then, like, I will see your excitement. I will see you having fun running around the zone, fighting stuff with your cool new hero abilities. And then I will feel excited. I will see cool stuff. I will see you do cool stuff. We will both be excited together. And then I will have hype for your game. So I think for me, like, what really hindered me from enjoying any of it was just the way that it was presented. And but they've been doing BlizzCons the same way forever, so they'll probably never change. Unspent, we can't do it for everything. Unspent talent point, drink. No, everyone would be dead, and I'd probably go to prison. Let's see. We've had this unspent talent point since yesterday. In reality. Alright, well, inventory is... it's better. Yeah, it's better. I'm kind of in a bind here because, like, I'm gonna run out of ammo. And I can't make any more ammo right now. I need coarse blasting powder for the crafted heavy shot. I don't have anything that I need for this. I think I might have to go buy some ammo from the guy over here, just in case we run out. I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere and just completely run out of ammo. And now I have to go mining. Jared, I don't talk about Turtle WoW on this channel.
Looking for something.
I don't play private servers, and I'll leave it at that. Apparently there might not be anybody here who can sell me ammo. I don't know, maybe I'm looking for general goods. Is there a general goods guy over at the inn, maybe? What I will say, I guess, is like Season of Discovery is them taking a step in the direction of Classic Plus seasonal restart content. General trade goods. Okay. Can I buy bullets here? No. I can't buy bullets anywhere here.
Safe travel.
That's kind of depressing. Let's hope we go find, you know, some ore. Let's go mining because we have to do something. Maybe I have to head into the actual Jangalode mine. Maybe that would be a good place to get some ore. I'm like, so running at the same time will be WoW Retail, WoW Classic, WoW Hardcore, WoW Self-Found, Cataclysm, WoW Season of Discovery. Yes. Technically, yes. Technically, those will all be options for people to play. Yeah, they'll be able to play Retail. They'll be able to play Classic Era, non-hardcore. They will be able to play Hardcore normal servers. They will be able to play Hardcore Self-Found servers. They will be able to play Cataclysm, and they will be able to play Season of Discovery or whatever current season we are in. Yeah. There will be about 7 different ways to play WoW. Absolutely. And only a couple of them will be popular at any one time. Like, the thing is, in light of a season like the Season of Discovery and all the cool stuff that they announced, I mean, does anybody have any hype for Hardcore Self-Found servers? Hardcore Self-Found servers, the more punishing hardcore. Do you want to die more often and have less loot? Come play Self-Found, where your dreams can be realized today. Like, yeah, I played enough on Bloodsail Buccaneers. Like, I don't have any interest in Self-Found. Not at all. Not even remotely. I was super relieved when the official servers were letting us use the auction house. So I don't have any interest in Self-Found hardcore official servers at all. So I don't have interest in it. I understand people like it. I get some of their motivations. I did enough of it on Bloodsail Buccaneers, and I have no desire to go back to it. Sentinel Tower has bullets? Oh, okay, there is a quartermaster there. There is a quartermaster there, that's a good point. So why are people trying to get me to drink today at 4:15 in the afternoon? I don't understand what's wrong with you guys. I think you guys want to drink. Like, I get it, it's Saturday. If you guys want to drink, like, go for it. You can go. I understand. I don't know why everyone's trying to get me to drink. I'm drinking coffee right now. Like, do you see the coffee I have? Like, I mean, that is what I am drinking. What's wrong with you guys? It's the middle of the day. Go be productive first. I really need to find, like, tin. Tin, I think, is the only place I'm gonna get the coarse stones. Well, I could smelt, and we'd be able to make a little bit. But yeah, maybe we have to head back to town. Have I changed my mind yet? Am I going to play retail soon? I'm not going to play retail soon, I don't think. No. I haven't changed my mind about anything. Mainly because, like, what I talked about yesterday was how they made me feel when they were presenting everything. Which, I still feel like they did a horrible job of making any of the content sound good. But I'm willing to allow for the idea that, like, the retail content might be good for people who like retail, and maybe the presenters just made it seem really, really, really boring. That's what I'm willing to concede to. I'm willing to concede to the idea that the retail content might not be god-awful, soul-suckingly bad, but that maybe the way they present those things, and their choice of presenters, and the way they talk, and the way they showcase things, maybe that is really, really boring and soul-suckingly bad. Maybe that's what it was. And so maybe if you're a retail person and the new expansion comes out, maybe it's going to be good for you, maybe it's going to be fun. I'm willing to allow for that. But, yeah. No, I don't think I'm going to play it anytime soon. I had entertained the idea of playing some 10.2 because I have, you know, I like the Night Elves. I'd like to see the Night Elves get a world tree. I'd like to experience that play out in the game. But then I didn't really see anything, even if I look objectively at the stuff they're doing with retail and I don't get bummed out by, like, the boring, awful way that they showcased all of it, I still didn't see anything in the retail stuff that made me super hype, except for the cutscene. Like, if they wanted to do, like, a Netflix limited series where they just, like, they told the story, like, in the Anduin Thrall cutscene style of storytelling, I would definitely watch the shit out of that. Cutscene got me super hyped. But then they showcased the game stuff in the very corporate, PowerPointy, boring way that they did. And that like leached my soul out of my body. Blackened it forever. I'll probably never be the same.
See you later.
Yeah, make sure you pre-order that expansion. It's not a pre-order. It's not just that you have to pre-order it, Foodie. To get the 3-day early access, you have to pay $89.99. It's not a matter of pre-ordering it. Obviously, you have to purchase it before those 3 days, you know, to get the 3-day early access. So technically, it's a pre-purchase, I guess. But no, that's not what it's about. It's not about pre-ordering it to get the 3-day head start. It's about paying $89.99. So that's the awful part. Foodie, I know you will, man. If they wanted $150, you'd pay them. That's how retail Andes are. That's why I get upset for you guys, because it's super exploitative to you people who will always play a retail expansion. Like, I understand that, like, if you're logged in even an hour after your friends and guildmates, you already feel behind. Like, I get it. So it's like, it's super exploitative of them to gate the actual start of the expansion behind an extra $40. I feel really bad for you guys. It's super predatory. They know that you're gonna pay them whatever they want, no matter what. If it means you can start 3 days ahead, that's the real start of the expansion. You know, it's FOMO. Oh yeah, it's huge FOMO. It's super manipulative and awful, but it makes them a lot of money. They did it with Diablo for 6 days. You know, But that's how WoW players are. Like, if you don't start day one with your guild, with your friends on the server leveling up, you feel behind. They talked about it. It's funny because they talked about it in the Classic stream. In Classic, in the Season of Discovery, they're doing things to make sure people don't feel FOMO. They have one side of the company that's trying to make a game where people don't have to feel FOMO. And then they have the retail side of the company trying to exploit FOMO to the max. To the max. Like, they know damn well that, like, everyone who plays retail, they want to start when the game actually opens up, not 3 days later. Nobody wants to start playing a retail expansion 3 days after everyone else has been playing it. So yeah, they're going to get that money out of everybody, you know. Everybody's going to fork over that extra 40, but the new price of a retail expansion is $89.99. That's the real price of it. Yeah, they're giving you some extra stuff, and that's cool. Like, you're going to get some tendies, you're going to get some game time, but all the stuff they're giving you is virtual and made up. They're not giving you really anything of value. And so now the real cost of a retail expansion is $89.99. It's kind of nuts. And that's how they make up for, you know, they've never increased the price of the sub, even though inflation has gone up, you know, in 20 years, obviously there's been inflation. And so instead of increasing the price of the sub, which is super visible to everybody, they just increased the price of the actual expansion to $89. Or you could be the loser that pays $50 and plays 3 days later after everyone's already geared up in heroics and mythics. Like, you could be that loser. Like, who wants to be that guy? Nobody does. Nobody wants to be that guy. Hello from Michigan. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I don't think they can increase the WoW sub, David. I think that's why they're doing stuff like this. I think that's why their other monetization practices are so predatory, like the cash shop, the tendies on the trading post. I think everything else has gotten more predatory because a part of them realizes that they can't increase the sub. I think that's what it is. Because now if they increase the sub for people that only play Classic era, that means they're increasing the cost of playing Classic too, which is going to make everybody super upset. So it's like really bad. For some reason, it'd be really bad PR to increase the sub, but it's totally okay to like work off of people's FOMO, charge more for like an Uber edition. It's completely okay to use predatory practices on the cash shop. Like, all that stuff is really acceptable. Whereas like increasing the sub fee would cause like outrage for some reason. So I think that's why what's happening is happening. I think it's because they realize that they can't really increase the sub. If they're doing a good job with the seasonal content, you wouldn't mind if the sub goes up. Yeah, but like everyone would mind. That's the weird thing, is you would think like people wouldn't mind because there's so many things that people don't seem to mind. There are so many like practices that people don't seem to care about, but like, so you'd think people would be okay, they'd understand, hey, the sub has been the same for 20 years, inflation has gone up 500% since then, we gotta raise the sub a little bit. You'd think people would understand. But I think the reason why they wouldn't understand is because like none of those other bad practices would go away. They would still keep exploiting FOMO. They would still have a cash shop where like basically it's pay to win because you can buy in-game gold. So they have a pay to win cash shop. They have predatory practices preying off of FOMO. So like I think that's why people wouldn't be okay with it, because like none of those other things would go away. You know, you'd still have all those other things of them like milking money, and then the sub goes up, and then they get more money from everybody.
Careful.
I think the difference is like the FOMO and the cash shop are like optional, and the sub is not. You know what I mean? Like it's optional to engage with the cash shop and the trading post. It's optional to pay 40 extra bucks to play the game when it actually comes out. But the sub is not optional for anybody who wants to play the game. And I think that's why people are okay with those other practices, but where they wouldn't be okay with the sub going up.
King's Honor.
Like, I wouldn't care if the sub went up. To me, it's like, okay, it's $5. Like, well, $5, another $5 wasted. Like, how many subscriptions do I have running right now that I'm not using? But for a lot of people, $5 is kind of a big deal. They don't really want to afford that $5 month after month after month. You know, that could be a meal for somebody. I should keep the hops. Yep. Yeah, Dan, we're kind of talking about the subscription, and we were talking about the 3-day head start for people that buy the $89 deluxe edition in retail, and how like if there's a head start offered, like that's the day that the server actually opens, and anybody who doesn't start on that day is starting 3 days late. Just talking about some predatory business practices. Everyone's most exciting topic to come into the stream and hear about. I should probably cook the stuff that I can cook. Let's see, we can cook all those long snappers. Long jaw mud snappers, rather. Yeah, it's $89. So now the real cost of a retail expansion is $89 because now you get in 3 days early. It used to be you got in 3 days early for pre-ordering, but in a world where everything's digital, like pre-ordering doesn't really matter. Like it's not really a thing. It doesn't really exist, you know. So you paid a little bit early. You're gonna pay the day before or the week before. It doesn't matter. And so they realize that pre-ordering is nothing to them. And so now it's not that you get in early for pre-ordering. You get in 3 days early for paying an additional $40. Now, granted, they throw some other stuff at you too, like made-up stuff, like tenders for the trading post. Maybe you get a mount or a cosmetic, like, you know, stuff that doesn't have any real physical value for your money. But what they're really selling you is being able to play the game when it actually comes out, and not 3 days later after everyone's already hit level cap. That's the other thing. Like, if I want to play retail, I gotta pay $90 for it. Jeez. I mean, the last time I paid $90 was for Diablo 4. I mean, that worked out even worse. I'd probably play more of a retail expansion than I played of Diablo 4, to be fair. Tim, good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Tayan, people aren't gonna feel that way, man. That's not how people are gonna feel. No, you get to cap in a couple days. Like you get your heroic gear, so you're ready to do your M+. Like, people are not gonna be okay with it, man. 99% of retail players are not okay starting 3 days after everyone else. Especially if you have a guild. Especially if you have a guild that kind of takes the guild seriously. Like, you're not going to want to be that guy that says, "Oh, guys, I'd love to come play the new expansion and enjoy all the hype with you, but I can't afford the $40. I'm sorry, I'll see you guys in 3 days. Don't spoil anything for me." Like, you want to go play with your friends if you're a retail player. And all your friends are playing retail. You want to play when the game opens up. It's easy to say, like, it's not a big deal. There's not a lot you can do in 3 days, but that's, like, not true at all. Nobody feels that way who's, like, a big retail player. Like, maybe 1% of people feel that way. Clearly you feel that way. But, like, that's not the reality for most retail players, and I think that we all know that. We've all played retail at one point or another, so we all know the fear of missing out on a new expansion's opening day. Okay. They have to buy into it, Falcon. Not only do they have to buy into it, they literally have to buy it. It's not a choice. Like, the player base can't be like, "We are protesting this 3-day head start. I will not play the game when it comes out." Like, no one in retail is going to do that. Only people who don't play retail feel that way. Only people who, like, don't care about retail feel that. You know, everyone else people who play retail, they're like, damn, I guess I got to pay $89 this time. Because they know they're going to play on opening day no matter what. Like, they're not happy about it necessarily. It's a lot of money. But they're not like, I am going to boycott it. It's not on their minds. They're just trying to figure out how to afford the $40, you know. When you don't play, you know, when you don't play retail, it's like, it's easy just to be like, well, they shouldn't pay for it. They should just not do it. It's like, well, they are going to do it. Blizz is not going to change. The new price of a retail expansion to play on day one is now $89. And we'll be lucky if in 5 years it's not $105. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, we play Classic because it's comfortable and it's familiar to us. That's the majority of the reason why people who play Classic is because, like, retail is no longer a place where a Classic player feels comfortable. It's no longer a place that a Classic player really understands what's going on or what is supposed to motivate them or what they're supposed to be doing in the game, because a lot of Classic players have not been playing retail. So we have no basis to understand what one is supposed to do in the game anymore. A lot of us stopped playing retail a long time ago, but even those of us who stopped playing retail more recently, like, when we go back to the game, we're lost because we don't play retail. You know, we talked about it earlier. It's like a snake eating its own tail. You don't like retail because you don't play it, so you're not familiar with it, so you don't like it. So you don't play it because you don't like it, and since you don't play it, you never like it, and since you never like it, you don't go back and play it. It's cyclical. Once you fall out of retail, it's just incredibly hard to get back into it. So it just kind of becomes a perpetuating cycle of not liking it. We play Classic because we're instantly comfortable, we're instantly familiar. We don't have to wonder what we're supposed to be doing or where we're supposed to be going. It's just like a cozy blanket, you know? Even when you talk about, like, the Season of Discovery is going to have a lot of different kinds of content, a lot of new things that we're not familiar with, but there's going to be so much familiarity in the gameplay and in the questing and in the leveling that even all the new stuff is going to be really easy to absorb and really easy to learn, because so much of the experience, even in the Season of Discovery, is going to be super familiar to us. It's an unfortunate circle too, because what it means is that the game is just really hard for people to get back into or to get into initially, and that's not how you want your MMO to be. You want your MMO to be, like, approachable, easy to understand, easy to get into, easy to fall in love with, and it's like that's really not where retail has been at. And from what we've seen of the new expansion, like, it's going to be more stuff for people that, if you like Dragonflight, you're probably going to like the upcoming retail expansions. If you're a person who plays Dragonflight and you have a good time, and you've been basically consistently playing, and you're familiar with the things that go on in retail, and you're cool farming up your every half-hour world events in different zones, if that's exciting to you, you like doing your world quest, like, if you're that person, then you're going to be super excited probably for the new expansion. If you're a solo player who plays Dragonflight for, like, every day for some reason, you're probably really excited about the delves and about another way to progress your character at endgame. But it's like, it feels like even though they're making content that's going to make people who play retail happy, it still doesn't feel like they're making a game that, like, people can get back into or that people can get into for the first time. I didn't see really any emphasis or any kind of gameplay or any systems that would be designed to, like, bring a new player in or to interest anybody who hadn't already been playing retail, like, consecutively. It still feels like it's a game made for people playing it, and it's not made to bring people back, and it's not made to bring new people in. That's still what it feels like. Yeah, it's not new player friendly. It's not new player friendly, and nothing we saw made me think it's going to be any more new player friendly than it's ever been. It seemed like it's going to be more of the same. So if you like what they've been doing in Dragonflight, and they've been doing a lot, if you like that stuff, then you're probably going to dig the upcoming expansion. I think they think they know what retail players want. You know, I think they feel like they have their pulse on the retail player. I feel like they believe that Classic is the place where it's almost like they don't have to think about the journey anymore, because they can say, well, Classic is for the journey. Classic is for the journey. Retail is about the excitement and the raids and the Mythic Plus and the World Quest and the gear progression. Like, they have different ideas about what retail is. And I feel like those ideas have been allowed to expand since Classic has existed, since they have a reason to not have retail be about the journey. Johnny, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I got on thinking we might look at some BlizzCon stuff, but they didn't talk about Classic at all in today's panel, so we didn't listen to any of it. I've just been kind of aimlessly running around in Westfall, completing quests here and there. This is what I like about the Hunter. Today's panel was all about retail. Yeah, they didn't talk about Classic at all today. And it was the last panel for WoW, basically, so. I'm kind of hoping there might be like some interviews and stuff that happen after BlizzCon, or maybe that have happened during BlizzCon, and maybe we'll get some information from some interviews. But then when I think about it, I'm like, how much more info do I want about the Season of Discovery? Like, I think I've heard enough about retail that I pretty much I've cemented my idea of retail until I see like gameplay, you know. So, and I don't know how much more I need to know about the Season of Discovery. Especially since kind of the point of it is that it's supposed to be kind of like unknown and like mysterious and surprising. So I don't know how much more I want to know about it. And it comes out like really soon, so like soon enough we'll actually be playing it. Yeah, November 30th. So, you know, it's 4 weeks. It's still about 4 weeks, almost exactly. But yeah, but it's not that far off, you know. I was originally thinking they would release it in like the first or second week of December, so it actually came a couple weeks earlier than I thought it was going to. Patrick, good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, unfortunately, for better or worse, like me personally, I'm always gonna care about what happens in retail. Like I'm probably gonna look to Classic first for my like day-to-day gameplay enjoyment, but I'm always gonna care and want to know like what's going on in retail, because ultimately, like, I feel like WoW is a ship, and like all the parts of the ship sink or swim together. Like, if part of the ship is damaged and beyond repair, then like that's gonna slowly start to affect the rest of the ship. So what I like to hear is like Foodie's really excited about the next 3 expansions. I like to hear that shit because he is a retail player, and that means that people who are retail players are excited to keep playing retail. And we need them to be excited to keep playing retail, because WoW is one great big ship, and I don't know if any one part of it can stay afloat on its own if like the retail part of it is irrevocably damaged. So like I'm always gonna want to know, even if I can't become a person who enjoys it myself, even if there's not a future where I can enjoy it myself, I'm always gonna have a vested interest in the people who do enjoy it still enjoying it, because I feel like we're all in it together type of deal. Yeah, and also keep in mind retail brings the game all the money. So without the retail money, like, maybe there's not a season of discovery. You know what I mean? And that might not always be the case, but that's the case right now, and it's probably going to be the case for the foreseeable future. And yeah, so I kind of have to, like, know, and I have to hope that the people who like retail continue to like it, even if I don't end up liking it. And I'm still a person who, like, I hold out hope that one day I will be able to play all versions of the game and enjoy them. We just aren't there yet. We're not there yet. And then I keep coming back to the cycle that I described, where, like, whereby not playing retail, you're never gonna like retail. Like, where like not playing the game, like, you're never gonna like a game you don't play. But you know, it's like a chicken and the egg problem. What came first, me not playing retail or me not liking retail? I don't know which one came first. I like to think that I stopped liking retail, and then I stopped playing it. But maybe I just kind of stopped playing it, and then I started to not like it. I don't know which one came first. It's like a chicken and the egg. Do I have the feeling the 3 expansions might be the last for WoW? No, it's not going to be the last for WoW, but it's leading up to some kind of big, like, universe revamp. Yeah, I feel like they're trying to lead up to some big universe revamp. I think that Azeroth is eventually going to hatch from her egg, and she's going to remake the cosmos. Azeroth is a titan that's been touched a little bit by every single force on the cosmological chart. You know, death, decay, order, fel, void. Like, she's been affected by every single cosmic force on the chart. She's, like, in some way been touched or absorbed those powers. And I feel like when she hatches, she's going to be, like, the quintessential titan of all titans. And that's why everyone's been so hot to get with her through the last, like, thousands of years. She's going to be this super powerful entity, and then I think she's going to snap. I think she's going to do a Thanos snap. Not to delete people, but to kind of just remake reality. And remake a reality where there aren't titans, where there aren't void lords, and like, where we don't know the lore. I think they're going to do a big reset. I don't think it's going to be a world revamp. I think it's going to be like a universe revamp. But I don't think it will be the last X-Pack, no. At least I hope not. It is kind of creepy, yeah. They should keep their hands to themselves. But they didn't, so now she's going to be an all-powerful entity that has, like, a little bit of every power. At least the sword is back. At least they're addressing the sword finally. The sword didn't just vanish. The sword is such a big deal now that it was in the cinematic trailer. It was weird seeing the sword in the cinematic trailer. It was really weird. I mean, I am glad that they're finally addressing it, but... Will there be any deadlines today? Were you trying to say dead mines? I hate deadlines. Dead mines? I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't even know. Could I do dead mines right now? Probably not. I think I'm too low of a level. I don't know if anybody wants a level 17 hunter in dead mines. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know if anybody wants it. The gear in dead mines might... I don't even think I can equip it. Boop. Level 16. Level 15. Level 18. 16. 17. There's no gear for us anyway, apparently. There's just not gear. 18. 20. Yeah, I don't think I can do dead mines yet. I don't think anybody wants me there yet. Oh, the leather would be super nice. It's unfortunate that it looks really lame, but yeah, the chest piece would be good. Dead mines at 17. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody would want to take me. You know, that's the problem. The mobs would be red, not even orange. 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I mean, probably. I'm not gonna do it today. We'll try to do it next time, maybe. Maybe I'll even have some of the quests by then. What quest are we working on? We're working on the Nopals. We have 7 out of 8. We're almost done. I swear I'm doing quest. I'm not just randomly killing people for 2 hours. I swear I'm doing quest. Tomas, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Level 27? Hey, you lived longer than my rogue lived. If you like the rogue, maybe try a warrior. If you were digging like the melee combat, like the fast-paced melee combat, no real downtime between fights, maybe check out a warrior. Would be my suggestion. Or like if you weren't digging the melee combat, try a mage. Or you could do what David said and try a priest. And then you could be a melee caster. Yeah. Well, as a priest, you power word shield yourself, and then you just wand the enemy while they punch you in the face. And then you win. So you could do that. I like to call it the wand auto attack build. I did not watch any of the Makara tournament. I heard about it after the fact. Yeah. It seems one-dimensional. Yeah. It's fun melee. I have the most fun on the warrior. Yeah, it's the class that I have the most fun on. But it could be that I'm one-dimensional. That would explain a lot of things. Epiphany. Okay, we are actually done with the quest. We can think about getting out of here. What is this up here? It is a copper vein. Is it actually on the surface? No, it's not. It's not on the surface. It's below. Inside the mine. Somebody DC'd during the Makara. Is that a legal move? Are you allowed to DC? If you DC and you don't lose, does that mean you win? Was it like an accidental DC? Or was it an accidentally on purpose type of DC? Oh no, I disconnected. Oh, I don't know what happened. I guess you can't kill me now. Oh, I'm back. Was it like that?
How are you? See you around.
It wasn't Alt F4 DC. I think if you Alt F4 during a Makara, you should be immediately disqualified. He was about to win when it happened. Well, that doesn't sound like it would be intentional. That sounds like an accident.
Light be with you. Light bless you. Be careful.
Looking for something
Yeah,
specific?
you guys all seem to have like slightly different takes on like what happened in the duel. Slightly different takes. I could watch it myself. I don't really have any interest in it though to watch it myself. Maybe next time around.
Be careful.
Is there a place here where I can do some smelting? Maybe. Maybe over by the armorer guys? Maybe they have like an outside forge set up? They're doing another one in a few months? Oh god. They're gonna do these regularly? Are they doing the same thing? They gotta start from level 1, they gotta level up, they gotta gear up, and then they gotta qualify? Same kind of thing? I don't see any kind of anvil. Maybe inside at the quartermaster? It's by the lumber mill? It's not where I would put it. Look at that! I never knew this was here. Yeah, the sad part is I don't think they ever get their roof. You know, you see them building the roof and you're like, maybe one day they'll finish it. No, they never finish it. They never finish it. It's such a weird choice to like, when you know you're not going to be able to make changes to a game environment. It's a really weird choice to show like NPCs in action. Like, oh, they're building the roof. Look how cool it is that they're building the roof. Yeah, that's cool at first, and then like 5, 6, 7 years later, when they're still building the roof, it's not as cool. You just wish that you didn't have NPCs trying to build the roof at that point. Like, when you know you're never going to be able to update it to have the roof be finished, like, why bother? Cata will fix the roof. I don't know if they do. They finish building the roof, and then Deathwing comes and he destroys it. They did finish the bridge, yeah. The bridge was always, like, more complete than the roof was, though. Like, you could use the bridge.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
Hey there. See you around. Be careful.
I should have done this when I was over here. The cow perpetually in the Cataclysm tornado in Westfall. Yeah, the cow just stays up there till it dies of exposure. Falcon, your wife likes retail. Is trying to make you play with her. How do you let her down gently? You probably just keep avoiding the issue. Yeah, I would say just avoidance. If you're not going to acquiesce, then just you have to just avoid it, you know. Solves all relationship problems. If you guys are that different, you might as well just get a divorce now. I hope you don't have any kids. Yeah, the pigtails are going when we work the anvil, aren't they? I just noticed. Okay, that's probably like all we can do. Maybe we do 5, and then we can still make a couple. Mainly just going for skill ups. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if his wife is a retail Andy and he's a classic Andy, like, I don't really see that relationship is going to work out. Obviously I'm joking. Oh God. A world where, like, when I jest, people take me seriously. That's a scary world. Yeah. No, joking is what I do when I don't want to put the thought in to come up with, like, a real answer. I don't have a real answer for that scenario, but, you know, joking is what I do instead of having a real answer. Yeah. Obviously, she's in the wrong, and you should just kick her to the curb. I mean, and if your relationship is going to work, you should probably see if maybe she'll, like, talk to a psychiatrist and, like, maybe get to the root of, like, why she wants to play retail so much and why she doesn't just want to play classic, because there's obviously some kind of deep-seated issue going on.
See you around.
That I think if you're going to stay with her, I think that issue needs to be addressed in some way. So maybe therapy. I would at least make her go to therapy if the relationship is going to have any chance. Do I want to stay here in Westfall and do Westfall things? I'm not sure. All the Westfall things I have to do now are going to be scary Westfall things. What's going on back in Loch Modan? Nothing. Nothing's going on back in Loch Modan. Let's take a closer look. Oh, yeah, we have all this stuff to do. We could probably do that stuff. I mean, maybe. Let's be brave. Let's go after the pillagers. We're level 18. We should be fine. It's a long flight to Loch Modan anyway. I mean, there's sacrifices, sure, but I'm not gonna log into retail and play it all the time. Maybe no, I can't. I mean, I'm willing to give up some things, but giving up my time to play retail, I don't know if I can do that. I should have stopped in Stormwind. I could have got the Compass quest. Now we're gonna have to come back at some point. Somebody's here farming this area out. I don't see any players, but I don't see any enemies either. No, only play retail with her if she agrees to play classic with you. Yes, and that way you guys can both spend double the time being unhappy with what you're doing. Yeah, you can play you can play retail with her and you can be kind of unhappy and miserable while you're doing it. And then she can play classic with you and be kind of miserable and unhappy while she's doing that. And now you guys are spending twice the amount of time being unhappy and miserable together. Sounds like a win-win. I think it's fair that no matter what you're doing, one of you should be miserable, okay? I feel like that's fair. That's marriage. Unhappy. Right. That's how you keep balance in life, by making sure that one person is always miserable while the other person is enjoying what they're doing. Yeah. I would hope that, like, in that scenario you could find something to enjoy. I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, it's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but ultimately it's a game, so like if you're not gonna have fun playing the game, then I don't know if there's a reason to play it. It's like if I had a friend who didn't want to play WoW, like I would not try to convince them to play WoW with me, because I would know that they don't really like it. You know what I mean? Like that's how I kind of think about games. Like I don't want someone to play with me if they're not digging it. You know, like I wouldn't want my wife to play the game with me if she wasn't having as much fun as she could have, if it wasn't what she wanted to do. Like I wouldn't get any enjoyment out of that scenario. And I would not even think to be like, oh come on, just play with me one night a week. Like I don't want you to play with me if you're not having a good time. Just because I want to have a good time, and if you're not having a good time, that's all I'm gonna be thinking about. I'm gonna be playing the game, having a good time. I'm gonna be thinking about how you're probably not having the best time, and how you'd probably rather be doing anything else, and that's gonna ruin my time. That's kind of how I think of it. I get the concept of like, well, you should just do it. You should just do it. Like, I get that philosophy. I just don't feel it. Because I wouldn't want someone to play a game with me if it wasn't absolutely something they were into. Because a game especially is supposed to be fun. Like, do chores together that you don't want to do. Because chores and shit, that has to get done. Maybe go out of the house and go on hikes even though one of you doesn't want to do it. But when it comes to like playing a video game, I feel like if you're going to play a video game at all, like both people should be into it. Maybe that's just the kind of person I am. Like, I don't want someone doing something with me if they're not having the most fun they could have. That's just maybe a me thing. Do I think the Dallas Cowboys will win on Sunday? I'm not sure. I haven't been following the Cowboys very much. They're not really... I don't have any players on our fantasy football team in the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are like far from my favorite team, so like I haven't been following them too closely. Who are they up against? I don't really like Dak Prescott. I don't know why. I'm like a negative Dr. Phil. I don't really have anything encouraging to say, you know. If that's true, Falcon, then you had your answer the whole time. Look, the answer was inside of you the whole time. You're gonna do whatever she says, and you're gonna like it. That's your answer. There's probably like 6 guys on the other side of this cart. Yeah, there's probably 6 pillagers right here. Johnny. Brother. Johnny says, I'll just go for it. Johnny says the best times he spends with his wife are when they're in separate parts of the house. That's the secret to a long marriage. Well, that and lots of whiskey. I think for some people that's true, yeah. God. We know that Johnny's wife does not watch the streams. we know that she is never here with us. Tim says, come for the chill, relaxing gameplay. Stay for the brutally bleak chat. Listen, yesterday was the opening day of BlizzCon. It was a rough day. It only got better with the season of Discovery. Everybody's soul got a little bit ground down. It just like people who play WoW are obviously really good at having like long-lasting, really positive relationships. They've proven that, I think. Everyone's really just totally happy. They found the secret of happiness. Should do a poll for the first character in the season to Discovery. I might throw a couple classes up there when we get closer, but we'll see. Yeah, I've got it narrowed down to a couple, like, in my mind, but I don't think... Oh, damn. Oh, God! Double fireballs! Not double fireballs. Oh, God. Get him, Boar! Get him! There we go. There we go. Oh, God, we're gonna eat this one, too. Okay, let's go after this one first. This is the deadliest pull here. This pull right here. 2 of them. 2... Oh, God, they're gonna kill the one. And then... Okay, just don't shoot me. No. Okay, we're good. Ah, poor Stutters. Poor Stutters. Here we go. Wouter, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. I did name him. Yeah, his name is Stutters, because he stutters when he runs. He has a weird, like, glitchy run, so I named him Stutters. I was never gonna name him originally, but then I noticed how stupid his running animation was, so I wanted to make sure that I never forgot about it. You know, like he does like a weird stutter every once in a while. Yeah, see, like right there. Yeah, he just has a really weird jinky run. Somebody said it was because he was too small, that if I got a bigger boar, then it wouldn't be as noticeable. But I think I'm going to keep Stutters. He's really sad, too. I'm going to lose him if I'm not careful. He's going to abandon me. And then he's going to turn around and bite me in the face. It's going to be a sad day. That's fair, Johnny. I'll have to remind anybody who comes to the stream and they're seeking like relationship advice. I'm gonna have to tell them that they gotta go somewhere else, because they're just gonna be like super depressed. Yeah, like don't come here looking for relationship advice. You are, by the time you're done with this chat, like you're not gonna be in a relationship anymore. You're gonna be doing the solo thing if you listen to people in chat. They are painting a bleak picture. My gun needs ammo, guys. Did you know that my gun needs ammo? Guns need ammo to fire. Yeah, the truth is brutal sometimes. No one's holding back, that's for sure. They should not take my advice, but more so, they shouldn't take the advice of anybody in the stream. Don't take my advice first, but then also, like, I mean, you guys got dark. The scary part is, like, I know it's all the honest truth, you know? I know you guys are all telling the truth. I'm a little worried, but I'm sure you all have it figured out, and that it'll probably be fine, you know? Yeah, Tim says, can we pay to not be given advice? Can you just not? I'll pay you not to tell me how bad it is. Oh dear lord. I think that Stutters might have gotten himself, like, in over his head here. Yeah, I think our boy is about to go down. We are booking it for the hills here. Oh, we killed the pillager, though. That's nice. Let's wing clip her. And then we'll just drop aggro this way. Stutters has been dying a lot. He's not going to be happy. Oh god. Oh, of course we aggro the Dust Devil. Oh no, he's gonna put us in CC. Oh, we ranged it. Oh, thank god. All right, we need to ditch him. Okay, he's gone. Let's go ahead and let's revive our pet again. I'm not intentionally getting our pet killed so we can see the awesome hair animation. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. Gonna need the bear soon. Nah, I think he just pulled like too much. There was like a bunch of stuff around the corner that like I wasn't paying attention to. He over pulled. Okay, he'll be fine. Bacon's back on the menu. Is that a Lord of the Rings reference? Eat your fish and like it. I know it's the only food I ever give you, but you'll like it. You'll appreciate it. Dang, Johnny. No one print the stream chat and mail it to Johnny's wife, okay? Nobody do that. I think that, like, well, I'll say one thing, and take it however you will. I think that it's not necessarily like relationships that people get tired of sometimes. I think it's that people get sick of responsibility. I think that's where a lot of those feelings come from. It's not that we're like it's an unhappy relationship or that we don't like relationships, but I think people get fed up of responsibility after like so long in life. And like you start to see another person as like adding to that responsibility of just like simply being alive. It's like an association that just kind of happens. Probably not to everybody, but I think that it can. WoW, you can keep saying WoW Classic, man, but I don't know what we're talking about. we're getting WoW Classic with Season of Discovery. Yeah, Season of Discovery is WoW Classic Plus. Yeah, it's Classic Plus. You say it over and over again, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I think that we're getting Classic Plus in the form of Season of Discovery. That's really all I can say. Oh damn, hyper spawns. Oof. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I was wrong and I was right. We did not get a Classic Plus reveal of the caliber of like an expansion, so I was right. But we did get Season of Discovery, which was much more than I expected it was going to be. So maybe I was right and wrong. And back to WoW, back to our regularly scheduled programming. What Season of Discovery? You're going to want to go to Wowhead and check that out, man. Season of Discovery is a new season of Classic Era with all kinds of cool changes. Yeah, you're going to want to go read about Season of Discovery. Yeah, go check it out. You can put that into Google and you'll get a lot of info. Oh, we're done. We did it. We did the quest. We have succeeded. We can get out of here. Let's go. Oh, and we might have leveled up again. When did we level up again? Oh, we leveled up again. We're leveling up really, really fast, I feel like. Maybe it's because we're level 18. Maybe we just level up fast at this level. I don't know. Let's keep going into improved aspect of the Hawk. I feel like that has value. Ray, the good thing is a season only has to feel fun for a bit. That's why it's a season. Yeah, it just has to feel fun for the season. And then they can do something different. That's kind of the whole point. It will still feel like Classic because you'll still be playing Classic. It'll just be new and different and interesting in a lot of cool ways. And then as soon as it starts to get lame, it'll be over. And then a new season will start. Hopefully. That's the hope. The most appealing thing to me about Season of Discovery is that it's about discovery. It's one of the things I talked about a long time ago where like I always wanted the game to have like reasons for you to explore like the nooks and crannies. You know, like all the caves you don't have a quest for, all the buildings that you don't need to go into. I always wanted there to be a reason to explore those places. I always wanted to get to the back of a cave that I didn't have to go into, and I wanted to find something cool. And that never happens in WoW, like normally. You never go into the back of a cave that you don't have to go into and find something really cool, like a new ability or a chest with some loot in it that is actually useful to you. And so I've always longed for like a version of Classic where they had a compelling reason to explore all the little nooks and crannies, and that's exactly what the Season of Discovery is bringing. So I'm really excited for that. It's really cool to get the class changes, but like the impetus for Discovery could have been anything. It could have been loot, it could have been gold, it could have been like lore. For me, like the impetus for Discovery could have been anything. It's cool that they also like have gone the extra mile and they're doing all the cool class stuff.
What can I do for you? For the Alliance. Life bless you.
I probably want to go train level 18. I feel like level 18 was a pretty important level for us. Yeah, multi-shot, aspect of the Hawk, rank 2, Serpent Sting 3. Yeah, let's go train level 18. That would be really, really smart.
Hello.
Yeah, today's chat was season of doomed relationships.
Have a good one.
It was dark. It got dark today. You guys are weird on Saturdays. What was your Friday like? Yeah, I'm hoping that it will do well and that they will just go right into another season. They'll probably take like a couple months off between seasons. How long does Diablo take off between seasons? Aren't they off for like 2 or 3 months between seasons? Monica, you might be onto something there. Yeah, you might have found a secret. Yeah. Dan, who needs that? Shit. It's still dark. It's probably not for everybody. That's absolutely true. D4 is every 3 months. Okay. Stop bragging, right? I don't like that our flight seemed to kind of hang there for like a moment longer than necessary. That was a little bit scary. The landing pad wasn't clear. Yeah, we had to go into circling pattern. Someone did not clear the landing area in time. I guess after this, the only place to go is Lac Modan. I really don't think we can continue with the People's Militia stuff. I think we're too low of a level for it. So I think we will have to jump on the tram and head back over that way.
What's on your mind? Up with you.
Red Ridge? Yeah, I mean we could, I don't know if we could like do a lot of stuff in Red Ridge. But we could do like some beginning stuff. I mean, I do have to make the run eventually anyway, right? Yeah, I gotta talk to Wily at some point. No, wait, do I even have the quest to talk to Wily? I don't think I have the quest to talk to Wily yet. If I do, I can't quite see it. Let's see. No, I do have it. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can do that. It's a long run, but we have to do it at some point anyway.
Hey!
Oh, look at that. We got some kind of goggles. What do I need to make these things? We got a deadly blunderbuss. Oh, snap. Medium. What is wooden stock? Where do I get wooden stock? What the heck is that? Flying tiger. Absolutely. Okay. I need light leather. And then I need some other stuff. Where do I get the wooden stock? Is that like a blacksmithing thing? Like, okay, maybe I should check engineering supplies. Maybe that'd be good.
What did you?
Yeah, wooden stock. Okay. Wooden stock. I need copper bolts. Shit, I don't think I can do enough of these. Yeah, I need to go to the auction house. Oh, I'm muted. That's 2 mutes. 1 more mute, and I have to read your comments in a Batman voice. I have mail. I do have mail. Alex, you sent me mail, didn't you? I will check the mail. I'm gonna have to buy some stuff on the auction house. If things are cheap, I'm assuming that everything will be pretty cheap. While I'm here, I should pick up this guy's quest, since we're right nearby. Wrong building.
You need something?
Johnny, you can if you want, man. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty cheap on the auction house. Let's see what it is on the auction house. If I can get it really cheap like I think I can, then I wouldn't bother with your time, you know? Your time is probably going to be more valuable than like the 5 silver or 10 silver I got to spend. And I don't have a ton of gold, but we do have gold like on our bank alt, we got gold on our warrior, so I think I should be okay. Unless the prices are like exorbitant, you know? Unless they're charging like an arm and a leg. Let's go have a look really quick. Because I need to buy a little bit of copper anyway. Caps. Yeah. Okay, yeah, see, this is fine. I need 4 of them. Not a big deal. Yeah, that cost us basically nothing. I appreciate the thought, though. Oh yeah, Patrick, that's right. Yeah, thankfully, like, you know, the phones do it automatically, but yeah, everything else will be off. Yep. Ooh, a bow and a gun. Now is this gun... Oh, level 34, snap. That's gonna go in the bank for later. The bow, I'm gonna take myself to Darnassus sometime tonight. Like, sometime later tonight, I'm gonna get myself to Darnassus. So I'm gonna hold on to the bow in my inventory so that I can level up bows a little bit. Because that would be good. Let's put the gun away for now. And I think that should be it. I'm gonna hold on to everything else.
For the Alliance.
Oh yeah, I need copper. That's right, I need copper. Oh, I need medium leather. Oh. Well then. I didn't buy enough of anything. I'm just... Shit. I didn't buy enough of anything. I'm losing my mind. Okay, let's get 2 more of these. I can't click any of this stuff. There we go. I need medium leather. I need how many to remind myself? I need 2 medium leather and 2 copper. Okay, yeah, 1 silver is fine. Oops. And then I need copper ore. 2 of those. Okay, we should be good. That should be all I need. Yeah, I wish we could have a guild bank. We should petition the devs for the Season of Discovery. They should give us a guild bank for the Season of Discovery. Season of Quality of Life. And we should get a guild bank. I only bought 1 medium leather? Lies. No way. What the F? I swear to God, I clicked it 3 times. I swear to God, I mean, roll it back. I clicked 3 times to buy it. Why did I only buy 1? I thought 1 had been a misclick, so I went back a 3rd time and I bought another one. What happened? I bought 3. I clicked on 3 of them. And I thought maybe 1 of the 3 had been a misclick, so that's why I grabbed the 3rd one, and I thought I was good. It's been hard. It's hardcore auction house. I can't shop. The auction expired. Or someone else bought it, maybe? Man. Okay, well, here we are again. Medium leather. Okay. We got it. It's good. We're good now. We got it. We're gonna be fine. It's in the inventory now. It's gonna be in the mailbox. You know, I'll buy another one. Just in case. Okay, we got it. We're good. I just bought 2 of them. So now we should have 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we should be good. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. Now maybe we can get this done. Oh, what is this? At some point I got a small C4ium charge schematic. I don't remember picking that up. That's pretty cool. When did I grab that, I wonder? Blast open simple locked doors. What is this? What does this mean? Blast open simple locked doors. Where would one use this item? In what manner would this factor into my gameplay? I've never seen that before. What pray tell is a simple locked door? Examples? Deadmines has a simple locked door. I mean, they give you a charge to pick up, though, to blow that door open. It's like part of the dungeon. In the Season of Discovery, I hope there are more little locked doors that you have to blow open to find discoveries. That would be cool. I can buy a kitten from that point. I hate cats. And cats hate me. I'm allergic. Okay, so I need to make... Okay, I need to smelt. Smelt first. Okay, it's okay. Don't panic. I already forgot about training. I got too distracted by all the engineering stuff we can do. Okay, here we go. We'll make the goggles, which is going to be awesome. I bet they'll look cool too. Lael, they didn't talk about retail at all today, or they didn't talk about classic at all today. It was all retail stuff. And from what I glanced at a little bit, it seemed like just reiterating the same stuff we heard about yesterday. It was basically Ian on stage talking for 45 minutes, and he seemed to go over all the retail stuff from yesterday. So I don't know that we learned anything new, but they didn't do anything about classic at all. So, oh, nice. Well, that's pretty snazzy.
do for you. Keep your feet on the ground.
And the pet trainer? Pet trainer, here we go.
Welcome.
Greater stamina and natural armor. Okay. Oh, hey. Hey, we learned Bite. How did I learn Bite? Why were we able to learn Bite? I thought I had to train a wolf to get Bite. Is it because I tamed a wolf the one time? We just got Bite right away? Huh. Okay, well that's cool. Not a high enough level. And not a high enough level. Okay. So we have stuff to look forward to at level 18 for the pet now. I thought I had to see. I thought I had to level him up a bit. I didn't know it was just like capture him once, throw him to the curb, and then we, you know, I didn't know it worked like that. I thought we had to play with him and level him up for a while. So that's really cool. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Alright guys, unfortunately, well fortunately for me because I'm starving, I have dinner in a little bit, so I have to go for the evening. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me on this Saturday afternoon. I have appreciated it. You guys have been awesome. Thanks so much. We will be on, probably not tomorrow, but back on Monday. We will resume our normal scheduled programming around 11 o'clock my time. Probably be on the Hunter. I'm really digging the Hunter. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying engineering. It's been a good time, so thank you guys for being here for it. As always, take care of yourselves out in the real world and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.